All right, here we go. Hey, everybody. Thanks very much for swinging by and checking out Todd-Versations presents another edition of Todd-Bits. We're really thrilled with our guest today. Please give it up for the Director of Sales and Marketing at Equifruit, Kim Chackal. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Todd. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm thrilled.
I feel a little starstruck.
Oh, shut the hell up with that. That's not going to get you anywhere. No, I got to tell you, I'm such a huge fan of you because I love your social media stuff. I love your marketing stuff. I love the vibe you guys give off. And, throwing the fact that you're doing organic stuff and your fair trade, I mean, it's a win-win for me all around. So I'm honored to have you here. I'm looking forward to sharing, what you guys are up to and deep, jumping into what's going on today for you guys and some exciting news to bring to the forefront, which I'm excited about being able to get into that conversation with you. So I'm going to shut the hell up, start asking you questions and let you fire off a bunch of responses if you're up for it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Totally cool. All right, let's start at the beginning. Tell him, what is Equifruit?
Equifruit, we are up in Canada. We're an importer and marketer of fair trade certified bananas. We'll get into other products eventually, but for the last 15 years, our focus has been on bananas. And when I say fair trade, I'm talking about fair trade in one word, which is part of the Fair Trade International certification, or in the States, Fair Trade America.
Right. Fair trade is such a cool, fair trade labor, ag labor, is a positive cost of food. And I love talking about that because we don't do enough of it. We don't, we have the ability to vote with our dollars every day, and we have the ability to uplift people's lives every day. And fair trade is a runway for people to get in that mindset. And so I truly appreciate that. So keeping on the theme of fair trade a little bit, why is fair trade so important to you guys? And what's it mean to you?
Yeah, well, just think about bananas, right? If everybody just takes a minute and thinks about their trip to the grocery store every week, or even if you're having groceries delivered to your doorstep these days, what do we all agree about bananas? The prices are cheap. They're all below $1 a pound, whether it's organic or conventional. And what was the price when you were a little kid? The same. It hasn't been adjusted for inflation. And as we know, everything else in life, every other part of the supply chain is getting more expensive, and that just hasn't been adjusted. That cost to the farmer has not been adjusted. So for us, we have a 100% fair trade commitment because farmers got to get paid. We want to make sure that at the beginning of the supply chain, there's value going back to the farmers, that we're having a positive impact also on their communities, and that we're just doing business within an ethical framework. It's still trade. It's not charity.
Right.
We're a private company, but we just want to do business right.
Well, you're uplifting people, right? I think, and that's the beauty of fair trade is that we uplift. And you're not going to get an argument on me when you start a sentence with that. Can you give some examples of some of the good work that you guys have done and kind of frame up a little bit about, because you've got a long runway. You guys have been around since, if I did the math right, I went to public school, but I think I can do the math right, like 16 years, something like that.
Yeah, we're going on our 15th year now in business.
See, so, I told you, public school.
There we go.
Don't blame me.
Your teachers are smiling right now. So the question is, why are we doing it, or what's the?
What's some of the impact that you've had so far with fair trade? Can you give some examples, some of the good work?
Sure. The beauty of the fair trade system is that there's this lovely structure, right? So we can say that since container number 1, we've respected that fair trade minimum price. So that's a floor price to the farmer, which reflects the cost of sustainable production. So we can say that our bananas have been sustainably priced since day 1. And then in addition to that floor price, we're also paying $1 per case since day 1. So well over $1 million has gone back to our farmer partners in Peru and Ecuador over that time. And that's been in partnership with our distribution and retail partners. And so that's a really cool story to tell. The best part is that it's still completely affordable to the end consumer. When we're paying a fair trade banana price, you're looking at adding maybe 30 cents per pound, which at the end of the year costs the consumer about $10 a year. So totally affordable with major impact for the farm.
Well, but it goes back to what we said earlier about fair trade. Like we've got to uplift people. If you don't have farmers, you don't have food. The math is really, really simple. And when you look at countries, and again, your fruit's coming from Peru, your fruit's coming from, you said Ecuador as well.
Peru and Ecuador at the moment, yes.
Yeah, and so in those countries, because I've had some of those folks on the brand, farming is not a money-making deal. And some areas, it's almost a poverty position. And to be able to uplift and to grow more fruit and to put more good valued fruit into the marketplace because of fair trade. I do not understand how that math does not equate to the consumer and why we don't lean into it harder. I'm such a fan of it and support it every chance I get to within my marketplace. So kudos to you guys. So you're in both countries now. So can you talk a little bit about what you're doing in each country as far as what's coming in?
Yeah, so we're bringing in organic fair trade bananas out of Peru, and we've been in that partnership since day one. And then we've been working with another farm in Ecuador for about 6 years now. We're bringing in organic and conventional. So when you're farming under fair trade conditions, you can have conventional product. It's kind of like the easiest example I always think of is Ben and Jerry's ice cream. All of their ingredients outside of the dairy are sourced under fair trade conventional farming conditions. So cocoa, sugar, we actually source our bananas from the same farm as they do in Ecuador.
Cool.
So we have a line on both conventional and organic, and then we're actually trialing at this very moment product out of Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Colombia, and Mexico, because we're kind of reaching this tipping point where fair trade is becoming more and more interesting, more and more relevant, more and more sought after. So we just have to be ready to scale. So yeah, all this product is looking great, and we're getting calls every week from farmers in all kinds of categories wanting to work with us.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't they, right? I mean, you have, it's a positive runway, and so interesting that you've got fair trade organic and fair trade conventional, which is really cool. And I don't think people necessarily, in my opinion, probably don't recognize that fair trade crosses over to both. It's not just about being organic, but at the end of the day, the message is still the same. It's still about uplifting the farmer, right? One's a farming practice, one way, and one's a farming practice another. So how is a conventional business for you guys doing as far as for fair trade?
Yeah, well, up until last Friday, we were in an exclusivity partnership with our very first conventional customer. So Longo's, which is a lovely chain in Ontario, Canada.
Great guys.
They decided, they're awesome. At the beginning of January this year, they thought, let's trial a conventional fair trade program in 6 of their stores. Mm-hmm. And we really supported them on the merchandising side. We even put in audio spotlight machines. So when you came to the display, there would be a targeted message that would speak to you for about 15 seconds and tell you about the program. We had to do this. We had to be innovative during COVID because we couldn't have demos. We couldn't talk to people. People were very on edge in stores. So they trialed that until end of April, and they saw that it was positive. Nobody complained about the price increase from 69 cents to 99 cents for a conventional banana. Everybody was happy. And so in May, they became the first retailer, not just in Canada, but I double checked with Fair Trade America, in all of North America. They're the only conventional retailer that has a 100% fair trade banana program. Isn't that insane?
That's crazy.
It's really awesome. And we hope that other retailers follow suit. That exclusivity just came up, and we're starting to talk to other retailers about jumping on that bandwagon for the sake of farmers, for the sake of sustainability. There are a million reasons. Yeah.
Drum roll. And where are you coming with your bananas next? Drum roll, Kim. Drum roll. Tell me.
America, we're coming for you.
I love it.
Yeah.
And welcome, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, by the way. Well, and what I'm excited about, and it's funny, you talked about the price of bananas, like back in the Stone Age when I used to retail, we used to sell to like pterodactyls and stuff, and way back when. The price of bananas in my store, if I'm not mistaken, was 39 cents on sale.
Yeah, right. And you still see sales like that today.
Yeah, I mean that's a long time ago. So yeah, you still do. It's crazy. So to think about again this uplifting position and trying to do better for farmers who ultimately do better for our planet, who ultimately feed us. Yeah. I love it. Now, one thing I love about you guys, and I'm a fanboy of it, and I've talked to you about it before, and I'm going to say it again. I think you guys are just so creative in your social platform. I think you're super creative in what you guys do in your branding and your marketing. It's just fun. So tell me a little bit, and you just kind of touched on it long ago with the speakers doing his thing. I'm assuming your retail support as you come in the United States is going to probably resemble how cool your website, your social media, you're going to follow that same mantra as you approach the US.
Yeah, that's why we're not just an importer, we're an importer and marketer. So we really work closely with our retail and distribution partners to roll out successful merchandising strategies. I mean, the fruit does sell itself too, because people are already buying bananas.
Right.
But we've actually, with majority of our retail partnership, we've actually driven tonnage and then sales, of course, because we're increasing the retail cost, but we're driving tonnage. So people are buying more bananas. When you buy a bunch of our organic bananas, you have one of these 3 different bands on the fruit. So this one says, for example, the only banana to reverse aging. So you're like, what is that talking about? And you pick it up, and our little yellow banana here says, how is it that impossible beauty claims sell better than true claims of fair pay for banana farmers? Fruits grown from social justice only add to your glow. Ditch the serum. This is the only banana you should buy.
I love
so we're giving you just a little bit of information, and we want you to scan our QR code on our band, jump on our website, check us out on socials, and you discover this brand that's really innovative, really bold, and targeting a younger audience that's really caring about sustainability in a different way.
Well, yeah, there's no 2 ways about it. And again, it's uplifting. So I think that's going to be really exciting to put a little energy in the category. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys work your way here into the States and see what holds out for you. I mean, I know I've talked, and I shared with you, I talked to a retail buyer that I mentioned I was going to talk with you today, and like, oh, I want to see who I want to find out who they are, because you guys are having an impact and you're not even here yet. And I think it's just killer. And I think the conversation you're having is killer. Well, something that's really, if you look at the stats, the number one item, last I looked, when I read, the number one item in Walmart is bananas that they sell.
Yeah.
Right. And when you look at something, when we look at fruits and vegetables, it's really interesting because it's the only thing we can actually pick up, taste, and touch in a lot of ways in the store. You can smell it, they sample it, this and that. You're not going to do that with a paper towel. But, it's a morals and values decision in a lot of ways about how we vote with our dollars. And to be able to provide that runway like you're doing in your packaging about fair trade and give people something to think about, I commend you for, because we need more of that. We need more of these conversations.
Yeah, I agree. And the nice thing is that there's such a positive response from consumers. I
Sure.
have to say, retailers, a lot of the retailers that we have met with or that we've heard about have been hesitant to increase the price of bananas and roll out a fair trade strategy. They're familiar that it's an option, but there's this really strong fear that if they increase that retail price on bananas, they're going to drive their consumers into the arms of the competition. And really what we've seen as a marketer of bananas for the last 15 years is that everybody knows bananas are affordable, and they don't buy bananas based on price. You base your decision on color. You come in and you look at the bananas and you say, oh, I'm making smoothies tomorrow. I need that yellow bunch. Or you're like, oh, I've already got a couple left. I need this greener bunch. We just don't look at the price the way that retailers think they are. And they also think, well, there's this say-do gap. People say that they're interested in fair trade and they want to pay farmers fairly, but are they really willing to pay $10 a year more? I don't know. And I mean, we just see this over and over. We have this fun and clever packaging, this great social media. And so people discover Equifru as this brand with this, values-based business, and they're like totally on board. So we're really kind of disproving that myth. And we're growing this following of people that are really rooting for us as like a different banana brand in the 21st century.
Good. Keep it up. Yeah. I love it. I'll champion you guys. I think it's great. I love to see the energy come into the departments. I love to see the energy, because ultimately a goal of everybody that's in this game is to increase consumption, right? Yeah. I mean, bottom line, just flat out bottom line, the more fruits and vegetables we eat, the better off this planet's going to be, the better off, whether you want to argue about climate, your health, all of it, it's all going to make it, somewhat better if we continue down this path. So kudos to you guys. Kudos to Equifruit. Appreciate you very much. Anything else to share that's up and coming, other than you're coming to America? I mean, I don't know if we can top that. I mean, that's kind of the cherry on the sundae right there.
We're coming to America. We're coming to America. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Give us a peek on socials. The Packer just named us best social media for 2021.
Told you.
So we're feeling pretty special. And check out our shark-infested website.
I love that's actually one of the things I like the most is the shark, to be quite honest with you. Thank you very much, Kim, for hanging out with me today. Thank you very much for sharing your message. Thank you for, by the way, coming a little south here to the States. I look forward to following your journeys. Come back on. You're invited. Open invitation. Let's keep people updated as we go. Let's do an update for people in a couple of weeks. Just keep people engaged and make sure they know where you're at. And let's keep supporting fair trade, because it is the right thing to do. It is a positive cost of food. So Thank you very, very much for hanging with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
My pleasure. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Remember, go check out Equifruit. Oh, they're over here. My bad. Go check out Equifruit. It's worthwhile. It's a positive cost of food. Fair trade is. Buy into it. Get into it. Let's make it happen. We've got to keep uplifting our food supply. Thanks everybody. We appreciate you. And we'll see you soon on Todd-Bits. Take care.